the last video, we did a little duck and quail hunting.
And in this episode, we're going to jump into a little late season rifle hunt here in Alabama.
We start this episode off by bringing our producer in for a hunt. So finally, I talked Hood into coming to Alabama to hunt with us, and we have just enough time for an afternoon hunt.
So Matthew and Chase invited me up here to do a little late season gun hunting with them. I really didn't know what I was getting into, but I was looking really forward to it.
So we're sitting there, we got some does out there feeding, nothing's really going on, and all of a sudden I look to my left, and here comes old boar hog. So understand, this is mine and Hood's first time ever hunting together, and I realized real quick, you don't give Hood the go ahead, because he starts capping.
So the hog started trotting in front of us, and I quickly kind of put the gun up, tried to make a quick shot, and I guess I just flat out missed. But I hurried up and reloaded, and I took another shot and dropped him in his tracks.
Next thing we know, the hog's back up, he rolls him again.
Well, that was pretty eventful.
So while I was explaining to Matthew in the camera what just happened, we turned and looked back to see where this hog was, and it was gone. This just shows you how tough these hogs really are. I put 2 good shots in this hog, and it still managed to get away from us.
So in this one hunt, understand what happened. Hood's gun got the name One Shot, and the hog got the name Demon Hog, because we still ain't found that hog.
So after hunting with Matthew for a few days, Hood decided he's going to come sit with me one afternoon.
So we ended up hunting in a stand that they call the penthouse, and let me tell you, this thing is massive.
The only problem with the shooting house is the windows are a little too low to shoot off of, so I had to cut him a stick on the walk in for a shooting stick. It wasn't long after we got in there and got set up, deer started feeding into the patch.
So after watching several deer feed into the plot, had a really nice buck pop out at the end of the field, and Chase gave me the green light to take a shot.
So the deer eases into the patch and gives Hood a perfect broadside shot. He pulls the trigger and the deer just stands there.
Reload.
He missed.
I don't really know what to say.
Well, I know what happened there, Hood. You and old One Shot done missed again.
I mean, maybe I just really wasn't meant to shoot that deer, you know? Maybe the good Lord had something else in store for me, but...
So after I realized that I clearly missed this deer and the deer was all right, we decided we wanted to go ahead and sit the rest of the evening and hope another deer would come out.
It wasn't long after Hood shot, deer started feeding back into the patch. And just like I had told Hood, with this time of the year, anything can happen.
As it was getting dark, Chase actually bumped me and said, "There's a shooter buck coming in to the right." So we got ready for hopefully an opportunity to take a shot.
As the deer fed into the patch, he was walking straight away from us.
So I knew the camera light was fading fast, and we were waiting for this deer to turn a little bit more broadside before I took a shot. And as soon as Chase said he was on him, I pulled the trigger.
Shoot him quarter away if you got to, I don't care. You got him.
So as soon as I shot this deer, it dropped in his tracks, and I couldn't wait to get out there and put my hands on it. I'm happy with this thing. This thing's a cool looking deer. I've never killed anything with any kind of webbing like this ever before. And definitely a mature buck for sure. But wow, what a what a crazy change of events. It just goes to show you that if you miss a deer in a hunt, the hunt's not over until it's over. We ended up sticking it out, and it paid off.
After putting Hood on his first Alabama buck, the next afternoon, everybody decided they wanted to ditch me. So I got my gun and got the camera, and I headed to the big field for an afternoon sit. It wasn't long after I got in the stand, I saw my first deer. A doe fed from my left all the way into the patch. As the afternoon goes on, the deer just start popping up out of everywhere. The field fills up. And right at dark, the same trail that my first deer came on, here come a buck. He walked all the way down the road into the patch. Operating the camera and being the hunter at the same time adds a whole different element. I'm having to position the camera where I think the deer is going to be when I pull the trigger. When I pulled the trigger, I knew it was a great shot, but I knew the deer wasn't going to make it out of the field. Being that I was self-filming, I wasn't able to follow the deer with the camera, and the deer ended up dying right out of the frame. I wish I could have had that shot, because he cut a complete flip.
So I couldn't be any happier for Chase shooting this buck. To realize that he shot the buck I missed the evening before was pretty cool.
He's everything I thought he was. A good, nice 8-point. He came out here trying to chase those does. I couldn't be any happier with him.
What an awesome hunt Chase had there. I mean, he self-filmed the whole thing, which was hard in itself, and he killed a great deer. Well, Hood and Chase both got it done here in Alabama.
Next time, we're going to roll into some more late season rifle hunts with family and friends.